Hello and welcome back to our channel, Tales from Willow Walk In. We're doing another little one shot with Asure while he's in school and trying to earn the trust of the mage school in the capital city of Braid Ward. So, Asure,
What's up, dude?
you came back from your mission retrieving Dave the Destroyer.
With ease. Spoiler.
A week has gone by at this point. You've kind of been studying, spending time in the city, kind of just getting, once again, like the feel of the city life. Being able to go out and do things and have a normal life and not have to, worry about dying every day.
Or answering to the school as much.
Or answering to school as much, yeah. Really, only time you are expected to be there at this point would be for your, I guess you could call them like classes.
Sure.
They're more of like they're more training you, getting you ready to have your own students. So they're kind of like
Teacher school.
Yeah, teacher school. And then if you're called upon by an archmage, and you are still questioned sometimes. They come visit and do home visits, things like that. But it's nothing that's like extreme like it once was.
Home visits like at Callie's?
Yeah, wherever you're staying. But once again, it's more of just like at this point, coming in, how's it going?
Yeah.
Check something. You have anything to report almost. Less of what are you up to. You spent some time with your new friends. Earth has spent some time with you. Earth has spent some time with you. Alexis has spent probably the most time with you. She is the abjuration wizard who hopes to one day focus on abjuration. Elva, she spent some time with as well. She's the enchantment abjuration. And then Bruxel, the lizard folk. He's paid you a few visits sometimes, gone out for lunch, kind of giving you some coin for components if you needed it and things like that. And is always asking you if you're thinking about building any new spells or creating new spells, and just kind of bouncing ideas off that.
Mm-hmm.
He himself has become a mage at this time, but he's been here for quite some time too.
Mm-hmm.
The other two have not, Elvin, Alexis, and then Earth, unfortunately.
Still not a mage, eh?
He's still not a mage. He's still hanging out in the library, just doing what he does best, reading and trying to make new friends. Actually, I'm gonna change this back in here to a little bit less of a preview one there. There you go. A little more lively background, but like I said, you spent your days doing that. It's been nice, and you get a letter from Maria Delia, and
Maria Delia.
Delia, and she's asking for your presence. There's no specific time frame on this letter. It's just one of those at your convenience, but sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
So you can spend the rest of your day doing whatever it is and head there in the morning. Or you can head there the night before. It does not matter. And you make your way to where, her office is at, and you've been there quite a bit. She's the one who's kept you on track and has kind of been your mentor in the state. And just keeping everything moving forward for you. You go to her office and you kind of just knock on the door, and she's sitting there waiting. Calls you in. And as you enter, you see Maria sitting there at a desk with a what you know is just like a scribe in the kind of in the back, just jotting down some notes, almost like a court stenographer, just kind of taking notes as what's going on. She welcomes you and she says, "Have a seat." So, how is Callie?
She's good. She's really taking to this life.
It seemed like it last we spoke. And you are doing well?
Yes, I think so.
And everything is up to par? You have no complaints, no concerns?
No.
Nothing that I could do to help better your experience here?
No.
The robes look nice on you, by the way. I say it every time, but
I agree.
they are very fitting. You carry yourself much higher. So, I called you here for a reason and not just for small talk. But I have a new mission, a new request. And this one would go a long way in gaining favor from the school. I can't make any promises, but so much, in fact, that there would be hopes of you being able to leave the city at your will.
All right.
And in the near future, pushing forward with getting your own students. So, it'd be in your best interest to accept this, but I will relay you the mission details. And she kind of pulls up this like scroll, and she starts reading it, and you see in the background the guys just like writing down frantically everything that she's saying, and everything that you say. He like looks at you and writes down a little bit more, and she says, "I need you to go to Rayvale.
Okay.
I need you to place or investigate and report back on a shipment that is heading to that city. You will be equipped obviously with your tear soul and these," and she kind of like pats like a small, almost like the size of this little like black bag, and she says, "These are our trackers. You'll be required to place these trackers onto the individual shipments that we wish to follow, and just report back. We do not want you to." That's scared me.
Every time.
Every time it gets me. We do not want you to engage in anything. If you can help it, we'd rather this be a quieter mission. And this is a reconnaissance.
Sure.
Placement of trackers. There are, I'm unsure how many exactly, but
Sherlock, stop it.
eggs, creatures, the intel is fuzzy on that part. That there are creatures coming into this continent that are not native. Such they are native of Iomatera, and you would know that's. Give me a history check. See if you know where that place is at.
Iomatera.
Iomatera.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. It is a land.
Pause. Sherlock, stop. Enough. What are you barking at? There's a rabbit right there just staring at you in the face, huh?
That's fucked up.
It's like right there too. Come on, rabbit. Anyways, sorry.
It's okay, just not very like
Didn't want that to
professional.
continue to happen.
Yeah. Iomatera is a continent to the south. It is approximately like a 6-month journey to get there by sea.
Very far.
Very far. And it is a a broken continent. There are scatterings of islands all around it. It's very tropical and just it's
Like
something like
Sherlock, stop. I think I know what you mean.
yeah, it's a very tropical place. There are deserts there as well, but it's inhabited by people, but the cities are far and in between.
Yeah.
Is considered a wild land. These creatures that are coming from Amatera are native from there, we believe, and they are specifically created, manufactured to hunt down mages. You can see how this can pose a problem for the school. We need you to place these trackers on the shipments.
These are all going to be eggs, right? These are all going to be eggs, right?
Our intel is that they are currently in egg form. Unless something has happened in this journey, as far as I am concerned, or as far as I am aware, these are egg formed. I would not be sending you solely if I thought they would have been hatched and loose roaming around. She says, it's in our best interest to find not only the shipment, but who is paying for them to come over. We want to make sure these shipments get to where they are going, so that way we can not only stop the entry of these creatures.
Oh my god. He's trying to be all nuisance today, huh? Lay down.
The entry of these creatures into the continent, but also the repurchase of them and the re-emergence of them at a later date. We know that there's a risk in them escaping and getting out, but if we can at least get the trackers on the shipment, or at least get an accurate count of how many we're looking for, if we were able to secure 4 or 5 of them, we at least then know there are a few out there that we then have to go after. Our hope is to study these creatures, to better understand them and know how to fight them, and just figure out what we're up against.
Sure.
This would not be good for the school or the continent or the school. Just kind of stress that, or the crown. It's just not ideal for anybody.
All right.
So,
Seems simple enough.
we will send you there via teleportation onto a small ship just outside of Rayville, waiting your arrival. The ship will dock. You will leave the ship, investigate, do what you must, and then you can teleport back to the school and relay information
From the boat.
from your robes.
What about my fearful?
He can do it as well.
I can take one other?
No, he can. His armor allows him to do it as well.
Oh, okay.
He normally would never do that because it would be abandoning you.
Sure.
Or if you have like a captive, the tier soul would be expected to make the journey back.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can do it.
It was because we were trying to bring back Dave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they can do it, but it is the same as you. It is a solo person. You cannot bring back anybody with you. Even trying to bring back like animals is dangerous.
Yeah.
But do you accept? You need time to think on this.
No, it's it sounds doable.
Okay.
I think I can handle it.
Is there anything we should be concerned about?
Rayvale and I don't. We aren't on speaking terms. There's not a lot of
friendly faces for me in that town. But I think I can get around that.
If you think you're capable, we will send you. If
Nothing
you're-
magic can fix.
Very true. Very true. Let us know when you're ready to leave. Supplies, whatever you need, the school will try to give you to the best of our capabilities. But obviously, we do not have access to everything. If you need anything, just let us know. And when you are ready, feel free to see me again.
This is the morning, right?
Yes.
Try to return by the end of the day.
Good. And you would be on this ship that you're going to, probably for about half a day, off the coast of Rayvale. So you'd have some, like, there's potential of you getting there at night, depending on, like,
Yeah.
what time you want to get there. So, is there anything you need to buy, anything you need to do? I know you say goodbye to Callie, all that, but
Yeah.
is there anything?
I don't think I feel like I said I don't think I need anything, and then last time we
Yeah.
got there and I needed something.
Happens every time.
I think it was manacles, though. I don't think we need manacles for this mission.
You can meet up with, or Claudriel would be with you this entire time. Not in the meeting, but
I
just
imagine
kind
he'd
of
be standing
outside.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just like meet with him somewhere, or like go somewhere and explain the
Yeah.
mission.
Go to like someplace in the school. They have meeting rooms,
Yeah,
essentially.
the
offices.
Starbucks inside
Yeah.
the towers.
Yeah, everybody typing away in their
Yeah. The scripts.
dissertations,
Yeah.
So, what have you told Claudriel of Rayvale after being attacked by the assassins?
I would tell him everything.
Everything. Okay.
Now, at least.
Yeah.
If I had it before, he would get the full scope of what we're walking into. Now. Also, I know you said it's hard to bring back animals.
Huh?
We're gonna rescue Horace.
There's a chance.
I'm just kidding.
Listen, it's hard.
I
but
don't
it's-
want to. I don't want to like rescue him and then liquefy him, trying to bring him back.
Listen, I'll let you roll for it.
No,
I'll let you roll for it.
I'm not doing it.
Horse is doing great. He's the captain of a ship right now.
Well, I don't know that.
But yeah, so you fill him in, and will this be a problem for you?
Would potentially if we are found out, but
You can always just come back to the school.
sure.
That right? If need be.
But in my short time in Rayvale, I know that Klee is pretty much running that town. So there's a good chance that he has knowledge of these shipments, and his people are guarding them or overseeing them or processing them. So we're going to have to keep a low profile. At least I am. You might even know you too, seeing as you stopped me from dying.
True.
I don't think he's able to kill you, but
It depends on if you have people still watching you
yes.
in the moment. And if they are watching you, why haven't they tried anything? It hasn't been that long, I guess.
I have minor wards, but nothing that would stop necessarily stop somebody.
Okay.
Maybe the robes scared them off.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yes, I think so.
I like to think it was. For the sake of.
Peace of mind.
Yes.
So I figured we'd leave tonight.
Okay.
Do you need anything?
Check.
God, dog, I'm gonna murder you. While you do that, I'm going to probably put the dog in the other room and
Okay.
gate him off, so he can't look out the window anymore.
Okay.
Naughty boy. Sherlock, come here. Just
Does he need anything?
Cool. Isn't it cool over here, boy? You're fucking stuck now. Slow down, baby. Okay? Slow down.
Alright. Check this real quick. Oh, dang. No, I should be good. I think I have everything that I need to.
Ideally, we
With-
won't be getting into any scraps.
Reconnaissance.
Exactly. I'm going to be. I'll give you invisibility in your ring as well. So that way you don't have to waste slots later.
Get rid of counterspell.
Hold person, I'd say. Yes.
Trying to see what these ones are here.
I never leave home without counterspell.
I really like it. So, we leave tonight. A few things I have to get done, but just personal things, and then we can meet you back.
Alright.
We'll say an hour.
If I die in the meantime,
It's on me.
it's on you.
And once again, like your guys' relationship has been a lot more of like a friend one, and then tier soul mage.
Yep.
Second. But still works very well. Yeah, he. Is there anything you want to do before leaving?
I swear I'm gonna fucking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No. No. No.
Okay. Said it 3 times, so that means you're sure.
That is it. Yep, I'm sure.
You make your way back to Maria, and you are led to a room where you have not been before. It is fairly high up in the tower itself, but walking up the stairs, it does not take you very long. The only reason you know you're up high is because every so often you look out the window and it's just the city's getting taller. You would know that the staircase is magical in the sense of like there's almost some sort of magic gate that you walk through, and now you are on a
Further up the staircase.
further up the staircase. Yeah.
That's
Because
convenient.
trying to climb up these staircases to the top floor would be absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
But you make your way up the stairs and are led into a room with a dozen or so arcane circles inscribed on the floor, and you see some people coming and some people being sent away. It's almost like I guess like a train station,
Yeah.
like people coming and going,
Yeah.
and
But instantaneously.
yeah, instantaneously. And the people who are entering the school have a bunch of stuff with them. Some of them will look bloodied and beaten. All of them are wearing mage robes. Some with tear souls. Some very badly beaten without tear souls.
Yeah.
Some with magical items. Some with people that they have.
Is there like a staff here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to one and be like, this is where I would go if I used the robes?
Yes, you'd appear in. Looks at your robes and kind of like looks at like the sigil on the back. Is like you would be assigned to that one over there.
Oh, good to know.
Yes. Yes. The people who are working here are in like a brown. Most of the people who like work at the school but aren't necessarily magic themselves.
The poo robes.
Yeah, they have like these like brown monk kind of
Gotcha.
robes. And yeah, you see people dropping off magical items, inventorying them, and it seems like when you come back, it's like a lot of like paperwork and like
Yeah.
what are you returning? What's your briefing? And then you'd be briefed again, perhaps at a later date, to see if your original briefing matches up with what you are saying now.
Mhm.
Just to make sure stories are in sync and there's not any like foul play or anything like that. So, Maria leads you over to a teleportation circle and hands the small scroll to the gentleman who's kind of running it, and looks it over and says, "Okay, ship, Rayvale." Puts it in his pocket and kind of like tells you, stand over there. Your tear soul over here. Have you ever been teleported before?
Not this far, no.
Okay. And then he begins this incantation, and Maria says, "Don't forget, reconnaissance, place the trackers." You have 10 trackers. You have these 10 like little almost like dime-sized things that will stick to a surface when placed on there with like a minor incantation,
Okay.
and then they disappear.
Okay.
So they're not seen. They can be still touched, and they don't like fuse
Yeah,
with it,
yeah.
but they're
Invisible.
invisible, unseeable.
I want to cast Unseeable
Okay, all
on
right.
myself.
What level?
Second.
Okay. And the sigil on the ground begins to light up as this like warm light emanates from the ground.
Well, as she's finishing telling me this, like, got it. Destroy them all.
And she's like, "If you're capable." And then you just feel your body just kind of, yeah, almost like dematerialize and just get pulled apart. But it doesn't hurt. It just feels weird. And in an instant, you are on a ship in the middle of the ocean. It is dark for as far as the eye can see, and you see standing there a sailor in like a maroon leather armor with like maroon sashes around him, just kind of saying, "This is welcome."
Pop out the chest a little bit. Thank you. Where are my quarters?
Below deck. Let us know whenever you are ready to begin travel towards Rayvale. It'll take us about 6 hours.
We can begin.
Very well. And he starts shouting commands, and people begin to move stuff. We will be setting sail in about an hour. I hope. And he kind of leads you down to your quarters. And I mean, it's not much, but it's a lot nicer than what the other quarters that you were walking by are. And there is a secondary bed in there. It's much smaller for your tier soul.
Yeah.
And it says, "You may rest here for the night, and we'll wake you when we see landfall."
Alright.
And heads back upstairs and begins yelling and shouting and all that. So anything you want to do these 6 hours. So it's nighttime, and
I'm gonna, before I go to sleep, I'm gonna just walk about the ship and kind of gauge these sailors. Like, what are their affiliations? What is their attitude?
okay.
Are these? Yeah.
Give me an insight check, and then give me a perception check.
14 for insight.
Okay.
4 for perception.
Okay. You have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
So, the general feel that you get around on the ship is these people, while they're paid well, they're not doing this for money. It seems like these are people that not necessarily cannot be bought.
Okay.
They have some type of moral compass that they are going off of. And just looking around the ship, there's a lot of small things about the ship that point to school affiliation.
Okay.
You haven't done too much studying on this, but Claudriel would know that the fighter section of the school has like a Navy unit too.
Yeah, the Marshall.
Yeah, and that's what this is
Oh,
seeming like.
we got a motherfucking Navy.
Yeah, the school does.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah. And like looking around at the ship, you can see throughout the ship there are runes carved in certain spots.
Let's just fly this bitch over the city.
That sailors are going up to and like on like the main mast, putting their hand on, muttering some arcane words, and you see the sails drop. And
It's convenient.
yeah, it's a lot less.
Yeah.
The ropes are still there,
Sure, yeah.
but it looks more
All the
for
hard shit.
for show.
All the breakback stuff is
Yeah.
getting done by magic.
Yeah, it looks like
As
it's,
it should
it's
be.
more for show.
Yeah.
You see people in the crow's nest, and there's two crow nests, two like break points on
Sure.
this main sail
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and they are casting some sort of spell that's giving the ship a push,
Yeah.
a speed, and they're communicating with, like, once again, it's silent, but you can see the components of like message
Mhm.
or things like that, and they're communicating with each other that way, so that they are a little bit more stealthy, and the ship is moving at a decent pace.
Imagine me and Claudio get back to the quarters and I just got a smile on my face. This is how things should be.
Magic.
It's incredible.
Things move a lot smoother, I feel like.
Wow.
You thinking some life goals?
I don't know how I could achieve this, but it's just
It's just more efficient.
yes.
You know, I know the school gets a bad rep, but I mean, we're doing great. And
And I came to the school in a very precarious place.
if I remember correctly, I think you were.
There was an avenue I could have gone down that led to my death.
Yes. I remember seeing you when you first came to the school.
Here I am. Not dead.
I just feel like the average person gets a look at the school and thinks it's too much structure. It's oppressing people and forcing them to do something. But I think the reality of it is they're just trying to help. And imagine if the school had a little bit more power behind it, a little bit more influence. Imagine if the ships were all like this. Valkana could be a lot better off.
The problem is, not everybody is capable of being useful on a ship like this.
That's true. I mean,
What
they'll
do
still
we-
need.
Where do we put those who cannot cast magic or
Activate hands.
Sure.
There are items we can give people.
Tell that to the captains that can't do magic now. When we. Yeah.
Moving forward, right?
Just interesting, yes.
Always moving forward.
Well, I've got about 5 hours to sleep.
About. You can always tell them to stop early if we need to rest some more.
Yeah, if we make it to the city, probably sleep a little longer. Shouldn't be in any harm's way here, but who knows?
I think
Haven't been here in a while.
looking around up top, it seems like this is disguised as a trade vessel. So I think as long as we stay below deck, we should be fine.
Yes. Okay.
Alright. Let's get some sleep. And you guys take a nap.
Yeah.
You get a long rest. At some point in time, you feel like the ship like coming to a stop. It's still swaying a little bit in the ocean, but you sleep through it. and whether it's nerves or excitement, whatever it may be, you sleep pretty well, and you don't wake up.
Ever?
You do.
End of the...
You hear a knock on the door as Cladriel is already up and in your room, like kind of like getting his harness on and everything. And Sasure, it's morning. We've been here for about 3 hours. Just kind of like getting situated, tightening up his stuff to make sure you got a full rest.
Am I misunderstanding? I've been here for 3 hours and I got a long rest?
No, you've been asleep for a long rest. You've
Okay.
been in the port
Gotcha.
for 3 hours.
Gotcha.
Like
okay.
they made.
I was like, is this a magic ship where you can sleep for 3 hours and get a long rest?
No, they made port 3 hours ago,
Gotcha.
but continued to let you sleep while they were getting like the paperwork side of it done, like all the facade of
Yeah.
the ship.
Just make sure I got my fails all figured out.
The crew has pointed out to me the ship that we would be investigating. We have a name. He starts like going through his stuff. He says the ship is not yet in port. It should be here soon.
Go this load out.
The Storm's Witch.
Storm's Witch. Okay.
From the preliminary reconnaissance team. They have not seen it in port yet, so we'll keep an eye out, and if we wish to stay below deck until the time that we
Probably wise.
do that.
Oh, I need that spell too.
You guys hang out down below deck for some time. Is anyone doing this like short little break? Besides prepare your spells, you have a rough. It's the ship in front of you. You have a rough layout of what the ship looks like. But you don't know like the rooms inside of it.
Sure.
You know it's this style of a ship. 3 masts, you know, the stairs in the middle, all that. You know all that stuff. But
I think I am going to do something this time.
okay.
I'm going to change Edamaz
Ooh,
into a rat.
a rat. I like it. Spend some time in the gold and components needed to
Yeah.
do that, but easy enough to do with.
I feel like that's a lot more stealthy. If somebody sees a rat on a ship,
Yeah,
it shouldn't be too alarming.
more disgusting than anything.
I think that's all I want to do, though.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, you change Edemas, kind of hang out for a little bit, and after about 3 hours, you get word the Storm's Witch has just made port. At the other end of the docks. The docks you're pretty long, and large ships can only fit into certain ones, so they're gonna be spread out a little bit. So it's a little bit of a trek for you, but no more than maybe 30 minutes at like a brisk pace to get there. Just with the traffic and stuff.
Yeah. I'm going to need you to get rid of that counter spell after all.
Okay.
disguise self in there, just to ensure that we are not noticed.
Visibility and disguise self.
Yes.
What level is disguise self?
First level.
What level is invisibility?
Second level.
You can put a couple disguise selves in there if you want to.
If I would have thought about this yesterday, then I would have.
Okay.
But for
That's
now,
fine. Just one. I need to know that way.
how many?
5 levels.
5 levels total. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was only 2 spells.
No,
This
it's
is
5.
great.
5 levels, so it could be 5 first level spells, 1 fifth level. What he had in there was a second and a third.
Yeah.
That's why it was.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I can actually change
All
this
right.
from here.
Should we pay this Storm's Witch a visit?
Yeah, let's go. And as you,
We should probably disguise ourselves first.
do we want to spend that now or
Yes, I don't want to be in Rayville at all.
with magic or
Looking like
with
myself.
materials?
With magic, because I don't even have a disguise kit, so this is just simpler.
Yeah, I mean it definitely is just a spell slot that.
Yeah, and if it comes down to it, I can cast spell magic into his disguise stealth into his ring again, and we can do this again. But
If need be.
they
I
always
can
say
also-
Klee has eyes everywhere, so
Okay, so before we go above ships, what would it look like? Kind of like sits there and like contemplates.
what would it look like? Been here once before. Maybe just a common sailor
An elf?
walking about the docks.
A high elf?
I've
A half elf?
He knows that I have a half-elf alias.
Human?
Probably be safe.
Okay. A little bit of a larger human, but should be fine.
Sure. A couple of human sailors.
Yeah.
What is this ship called?
You got my notes here.
You just want to be in trouble today, huh?
The Redwater Jewel.
Redwater Jewel. Okay.
And as you're like looking at the ship, it's when you do eventually come topside. It is like the red, the maroon sash, and the colors here kind of give that vibe of the red sails.
Okay.
Caudriel cast Disguise Self. Like a dark tan complexion. Still has the same dreads. He's tried to keep as much of himself as similar as possible.
Yeah.
To kind of fit the spell a little bit better. Now his dreads look like actual like his dreads, so if someone were to touch them, it would perhaps feel the same. But he has put on armor-wise, like it's like the maroon stuff to kind of match with the ship that you are leaving. But he just looks like a kind of a simple sailor. He's got some tattered clothes on with like a red sash that goes around his waist, like a saber of some sort on the side, and kind of like looks at himself just.
My turn. I'm gonna be a kind of same height, but like a kind of a tan, but like blonde friar tuck hair with a big bushy blonde beard. Got like a shirt with big belly sticking out the bottom of it. I want to look like people aren't gonna be interested in coming to talk to me.
Gotcha.
Just want to be like a
Yeah, he has like a he almost has like a sun burned look to him.
Mhm.
Like he's tanned, but it's like he's almost
like those
leathery.
people that those people are leathery
Yeah.
because they're in the sun all the time.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm like too.
Yeah. And you guys make your way topside, and
I'm gonna put a maroon sash on my guy too.
it is raining, but it's still sunny outside. It's like that weird like drizzle, but still that sun peeking through in certain spots. And you are pointed towards the direction of the ship in question, the Storm's Witch. Yeah, the Storm's Witch. And you begin to head that way. At a quick pace or at a casual?
Casual.
Okay. So it'll take you about 30 minutes or so to get down there.
Sounds good.
Just kind of keeping a low profile.
Spell lasts an hour, so.
Yeah. You start to make your way down. Give me a perception check. Three.
The big three.
Big three, okay. Just keep making your way down the docks. And eventually you see the gray sails with like these white lightning like streaks kind of going through them. And in the center is a person on the sail, kind of like crouched down, like kind of like huddled into like a cowering position with these like electrical like streaks coming from them. The wood itself is different from what you normally would see. It's like a more like a jungle wood. It's like a deep brown coloration. And everything about the ship seems foreign. Even the deckhands you see on the ship, they look like they have some elven features, perhaps more half elf, but they themselves just seem different. Like they don't look like elves you would normally see in Falcana.
Okay.
They have like a darker complexion to them. Even like the way that they style their hair and the clothing that they're wearing does not fit this environment of like a marshy swampland. It fits that of a tropical environment. What do you want to do? You have about 30 minutes before the spell fades.
I want to duck into an alley somewhere
Okay.
nearby. And I'm gonna.
So along this dock, there are rows of buildings that are like supplies, warehouses, and then there's like a main street behind them, and then the actual city.
Okay.
So you can like dip in between like one of these like storefronts almost. There's a couple taverns, there's like warehouses, places for people to offload stuff, some places for people to buy stuff. There's kind of like rope and just regular equipment, places for people to sell fish that they catch. But it's like this, like almost like a strip. Then like the main street behind them, and then the actual city itself. And as you're walking, you pass by that main street that you and your party went down. And you look off to your right, and you see the dock where the ship was stationed. The dock itself still slightly damaged, repaired, but
Yeah.
there's still that lasting effect of a ship catching on fire. And it just kind of brings back like that moment of like, you're really back here.
Yep.
You're doing this. So,
Cover me as much as you can. I'm going to begin casting Detect Magic. As a
Okay.
ritual.
kind of like stands in front of you, like leans up against like some crates and some barrels and just sits there and takes out like this pipe that he has and just kind of like smoking it and just nonchalant, kind of hanging out. what is the range on detect magic, and what are the specifications of that spell?
Let's see here. Detect magic. Anything within 30 feet of me.
Okay. Is there a barrier limit?
Yes. Blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay.
Basically, I want to cast it and then walk around up to the ship on the dock
Okay.
to see if I can notice anything.
Okay. So as you walk up towards the dock, you see
I'm not trying to
Okay.
see that, yeah.
You're good, you're good. I didn't think you were. I was just trying to figure out, like, because I don't have this sent to my tablet, so I'm trying to. This is like the one thing I forgot to do.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't. The ship itself is not magical. There's no magical runes on it. There's nothing like that. This seems like a standard ship. From the deckhands that you see walking around, fixing things, there's no magical aura from them.
Okay.
You see. Give me a perception check, just as you kind of like also take a glance around.
13.
You see 4. What you would say are essentially wood elves that have 4 hounds following inside them. The dogs themselves. Sorry, 4 cat, like larger, like not panthers, but they have like a grayish silver coloration to them, and they are. You see them every once in a while just kind of come up top deck. You count 4 different variations of them. You do see one person who is just kind of standing on the ship. It's not the only person really not doing anything, and gives off not a specific school of magic, but just like an aura that invites you to think that they are capable of casting. But there's no actual school. It's just like they themselves are giving off this like
Okay.
magical energy. But there's not like an item on them that's doing that. It's just they themselves. There's like an aura around them. As you walk by the ship, below deck, you get a decent amount of magic on like the lower, the 3rd level, the hull of the ship. You get transmutation, evocation. You get some abjuration. You also get.
Get down. He never just does this shit.
No, he doesn't.
Now he's like going in bags and shit.
And some conjuration. Just kind of spread out throughout the ship. The transmutation and evocation seem to be all together in like large clusters. You have a couple of evocations spread out and a couple of abjurations spread out. The biggest like glowing beacon is this evocation transmutation.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the alley. And I'm sending in Edamaz.
You probably have about 10 minutes or so before your disguised self will drop. You send Edemas across the street. Give me a squeezy roll as he tries to dart through the crowds of people.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Yeah, he darts around these people, no issue. Starts climbing along one of the ropes. And give me a perception check. I'm gonna look up what it says for a rat because I feel like you're gonna ask me.
3 on the die, so I don't know what's gonna matter.
Probably not, but let's just a tiny bee, a rat. Yeah. Okay. Advantage on checks that rely on smell, but this is sight based, and it's wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
0. Yeah. There's no additions
Nope.
to anything. There are actually subtractions for certain things.
Strength, con.
Oh, good, you have it pulled up.
Yeah, I just pulled it up.
Perfect.
Most things are subtractions,
Yes.
actually. Should I roll for his hit points?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
1. Wait, 1d4 minus 1, so 0?
1.
He's dead.
1d4 minus 1.
Yeah.
Roll again then. Just you roll 1
He
because
comes out dead. 1.
1. Okay,
Either way, we got there.
we get there. So, you send Edemas in, and he's not able to find like a spot to like squeeze in through the ship, so he has to go topside
Yeah.
and then start making his way down. Just give me a stealth check for Edemas. If he's trying to be, is he? Yeah, just trying to
Absolutely.
quote unquote blend in.
Yeah. 18.
He moves in a way that he's able to avoid the eyes of these large panther-like creatures and makes his way down below deck.
I'm obviously working in the alley.
And Claudriel is going to tap you if his disguise self
Yep.
fades. 2 taps for disguise self fades, and just 1 solid tap and hold for
Trouble.
yeah, we gotta get the fuck out of here. He makes his way downstairs, and you direct him towards what?
The area that I found, I saw the
The
magic.
large
Yeah.
cluster of evocation and transmutation. You make your way down, or Edemas makes his way down there. And below deck, you see almost like an egg crate, like an egg carton, like just like the base of it.
Yeah.
That's kind of holding these like large, like ostrich-sized eggs in them.
Okay.
Looking at them just at a quick glance, the eggs do not seem natural. They seem more of a manufactured holding of some sort. And there are runes carved along the edges of them and kind of all over the place. If you want to give me a perception check for Edemas to see if he can like get close enough to like see what these are.
13.
The eggs themselves are made out of some type of metal. Can't gauge through this lack of light and not you being there personally. But as you kind of look, I want you to give me an Arcana check.
18.
18. The runes on there are that of transmutation and evocation, which align with before. Specifically, 2 spells.
Okay.
And you kind of look at them, and one is enlarge or reduce, and the other one is some sort of containment. You're not entirely sure what it is, and Edemas isn't able to. That's more towards like the top of the egg, and he's unable to really get. You kind of get like the back half of it, and you're like, it's some type of entrapment.
That's presumably the evocation.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go touch an egg.
He goes up. He sees a total of
Yeah. I was,
yeah. He sees a total of 8 eggs down here, with 2 missing.
Okay.
Looks like there were spots for 10 eggs.
Sure.
2 are.
But there's only 1 crate.
Yeah, they're like it's like almost like a wooden bench, I guess. And these eggs are like stationed inside of them, and they have a piece of wood on top that's holding
So we would put these trackers on the eggs themselves.
the eggs themselves. Yeah. Or if they are being transported in different containers,
Sure.
trying to get them on those containers.
But it looks like they're just all in one container.
It looks like so.
But two are missing.
It looks like this. It looks like they are in like a bench like this, and there's like a slot here, slot here, slot here, slot here that they sit in,
Yeah.
and then on top of them there's another board that goes on top
Yeah.
to hold them in place, and like there's like screws almost to like keep them from shifting
Sure.
on the ship. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're not
But
in.
there's one of these.
Yes, and it's like
Yeah.
along the edge of the wall.
Are there crates around?
Oh, there are dozens of like crates that.
I guess I'd have them
Could
look around and see
potentially fit.
if there's a crate with eggs in it.
Okay, give me a perception check or investigation.
Come on. -3.
All right. There are a shit ton of crates around here. Most of them are nailed shut, or the lids themselves are just closed, so he's not able to actually see if they are full or not. There are some that are open, that have various fruits and food in them. Doesn't get distracted because it doesn't necessarily need to eat them, but you just kind of see like just weird.
Any
fruits.
people down here?
Not in this room. Roaming around down here, yes, you see some deckhands kind of keeping an eye, but they don't seem too intrigued by a rat. But there are people roaming around. But there's
In the
no-
egg room?
Not in the egg room. The egg room itself is a smaller little containment room, it looks like.
Yeah.
And Adamas is able to fit underneath most of these
Sure.
doors, so he doesn't have to actually, wait for someone to open. But there are people in the hallways kind of walking around. Not too many though, maybe 4 or 5 that he's seen.
Got an idea.
You asked me to invest. Oh, you did the investigation, okay.
Yeah, it was -3.
I was looking. I think you asked me something, but
Alright, I'm gonna warg out.
okay. Claudrio, as you warg out, he's like, no. And you look, and he's just in his.
Yeah. So I have a plan. It's not the best plan.
Let's hear it.
I've seen where the eggs are.
Okay.
I can dimension door us into the hold. We plant the trackers, and then we.
Get out.
It seems a little too simple, though. If shit goes bad, our only way out is to.
Which is easy enough.
I could.
Are they?
We could go invisible first.
You relay all the stuff that Edamas.
Yeah.
Seen? What about the other 2? Presumably.
We're going to have to look around a little bit in the hold to see if we can find them. Second level. Yeah.
Put a dimension door in there. As long as there's no type of. Did you see any wardings or?
No, I didn't know like the walls of the ship, right?
Now with Edamas' perception check.
With the tech magic?
Oh, detect magic. No, you didn't see anything. No, there was no like wardings or anything like that. It seemed like it would stop you from going there.
Yeah.
Already cast it.
So we go invisible,
Board the ship. With dimension door.
and then we dimension door in.
Are you capable of doing both of those without?
Dimension door does not require concentration.
Okay.
We're committing then.
You have a pretty good idea of this room. Yes.
Yes, I've seen it. Yes.
Okay.
We've never dimension door together before.
This is the first. I've never done it to begin with. To be fair. You don't need to see the spot. It's just a place you've seen before.
Within 500 feet, yes.
Okay.
Does that sound like a plan?
Go inside and be in the belly of the beast.
I'm gonna
Like-
take out 5 tracker things and
Yeah.
hand them to him so we can like.
Just do it as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Okay, so we plant these 8. We look for the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially not even have other 2 in there. It's a possibility, right?
They could already be given to somebody. Like
We plant these, get out of there, and do some reconnaissance to try to find the 2.
How do we get out? There is
Visible?
guards. It's possible.
We could disguise ourselves to look like them, right? We've seen them,
Yes.
as long as no one stops us. Potentially we could just walk right out, right? And you do see people leaving and coming from the ship, like offloading crates and stuff. So,
I did this spell. I forgot I prepared this. Come back with this in the alley real quick. I'm going to cast. Oh shit. Yes, I got higher level spells. Okay. I'm going to cast Locate Object
okay.
on an egg.
Yeah.
Magical.
Yeah.
Beast
So.
magic-y thing egg.
So it's 1,000 feet, right?
I believe so. Yes. Let me just double check.
I'm 90% sure that's what it is.
Same. Same.
This will be the one time I'm wrong about it.
I have a tab open already. 1,000 feet.
Okay. There is a ping in the main back portion of the ship. So second level, there's 1 ping. Then there's a ping behind you towards the city.
Awesome. Sweet. Yay. Oh, fuck! So, we go onto the ship, plant nine trackers, and we invisible off of the ship.
We like the invisible idea better.
I mean, the alternative is going to this lone one, planting a ship. I have a very bad feeling I know where it is. Then going onto the ship. But this last one is going to be more difficult, I think. If it's where I think it is.
Hey.
Which I don't.
Let's do it.
Which one? The ship?
The ship. That way, worst case scenario, we get 9 of them.
Yes, exactly.
There's 1 unaccounted for, which would not
9 out of
be
10.
great,
That's still a success.
but that's better.
Alright, come here.
Walk up next to you. Did you cast invisibility first?
Yes.
Okay. I can do it on myself if you'd like.
Yes, please.
His ring of spell storing is empty.
Dimension door.
Just roll me a d20. Add your spellcasting modifier.
My spellcasting modifier. 23.
Yeah. So just for fun natural ones, but
Sure.
you have this. What does Dimension Door look like when you first cast it? Because it comes from your robes.
I'm gonna say that the robes kind of like Doctor Strange, like extends and wraps around both of us, just kind of, and then we're
Just
gone.
disappear.
Yep.
And then you reappear in the middle of the ship, and it's
Except we're invisible, so
yeah.
yeah.
You kind of like stumble a little bit, but you're fine. I mean, the ship is swaying a little bit, and you went from solid ground to. Yep. I'm in invisibility. You guys are currently down here on this side. This little room here. Just dominated it? Okay. I remember that. So. You appear in this room, and before you are 8 of these eggs. You just place the trackers. You do anything else?
Look around these boxes.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
I'm gonna tell him to do it too.
Yeah.
Can he give me advantage?
He'll help you. Yeah.
19.
Just curious.
Oh, I know where they're at, but I
Yeah.
forgot. I'm still gonna investigate.
Yeah, I was just curious what he would roll.
Yeah.
Okay. You start looking around in these boxes. You do this before you put trackers on?
After.
After. These boxes look like they are meant to carry.
Like individually.
Yeah, these eggs. There's no markings on them. There's no like indication of where they're going, but they almost have like that foam
Yeah.
insert where I think the egg would fit perfectly. Give me a history check as you're looking over these eggs a little bit.
15.
15. Wow. So good.
Yeah, I'm very smart.
The eggs themselves are made out of mithril. And
Okay.
getting a better look at this, the evocation that's on this is a force cage. And to hold whatever this is in, and you look at the transmutation side of this spell, and it is currently on the reduce
Oh,
like
shit,
spectrum.
okay.
So go ahead.
God damn it. This dog, I swear to God.
Doesn't do anything ever.
Anything bad ever, except for when we start streaming.
Yeah.
What are you doing? My magazine.
We'll be right back. We will be right back. Okay, we're back.
I have a dead dog now.
Yep. So,
Shit's getting real.
the eggs themselves are made out of a mithril material. have a force cage incantation on them, as well as a reduce size spell currently holding them, which
Yikes.
very easily leads you to believe that these creatures are full grown and active, just currently being held and contained.
Woof. So I'm gonna go to try to find where the 8th or the 9th ping where it was.
Okay. It is up here,
A deck up.
the deck up.
Is this the
That's
top
the
deck?
main deck.
Okay. We're invisible, so let's take
Yep.
advantage of it.
Yep, so give me a stealth check with advantage.
Okay. 18.
Oh, what kind of armor does he have on,
I
actually?
rolled 2
Hang on.
16s. Magical armor?
Yeah, you're good. Stealth check. He is not very stealthy. 15. As you go to grab the door handle and turn it, pulls towards you. Outside. Let's slip out. Close the door behind you quietly and make your way topside. And as you're
I'm gonna have Edamaz, because I never brought him back. I just wanna, like, he's following us, basically.
okay, just kind of trailing behind you.
Yeah, not obviously, but yeah.
As you start to make your way up the stairs, you'd stop and pull back as the crew member is making their way down. And give it a second. And you start making your way top to the second level, which is not portrayed on this. This is the what Edamos seen as like the sleeping quarters for the crewmates.
Okay.
And as you're walking, you see one of these sailors, like wood elves, with these panther-like creatures, kind of roaming around. And you kind of like up against the wall, just let them squeeze by. And it's not a narrow hallway; it's a pretty big ship, but still trying to give them as much berth as possible. You see this panther creature stops for a second and is looking right at Claudriel. Its attention draws, and the wood elf like backhands this cat as it tries to like lunge forward, and speaks in a language that you don't understand.
Makes sense.
It doesn't sound Elvish, but it's just a weird, yeah, it's a weird dialect.
Okay.
There's like bits and pieces of it that you kind of get. You're like, is that a variation of Elvish?
Yeah, I don't even speak Elvish, so. Yeah.
But Claudriel doesn't. He doesn't understand it.
Is it Abyssal, Infernal, or Goblin?
It is not.
Cool. Well, that's good then. That's good then.
And Claudriel's standing there, and he has his hand like on his blade, ready to attack this thing. Make your way up, topside, into this doorway. The door itself is locked.
What kind of room does this look to be?
You look through the window that's right there. It looks like a captain's quarters.
Is anybody in there?
Give me a perception check. You just kind of like peer through the window and like kind of gauge.
16.
There currently is somebody inside. They're not at the desk in the back. They're kind of off to the side, and you just kind of see them moving with like the torchlight that is inside there, the candlelight. Walking down the stairs next to you is the gentleman who gave off that magical aura. He's kind of just makes his way down the stairs and goes to the front of the ship.
But on the bottom.
No, he kind of makes his way down. He's
Okay.
up here. Makes his way down, comes up here, is kind of looking around, and is kind of surveying the city.
I'm going to just kind of wait here.
Okay.
Invisibility lasts an hour,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna wait a pretty long chunk just to see if this captain happens to leave his quarters or whatever.
Okay.
Maybe like 20 minutes.
You stand there and are kind of like propped up against the stairs, so you're like not really in the way of anything. 15 minutes goes by. 20 minutes. And just as you're about to try to think of a different way, you hear that door unlock. Quote unquote captain.
Yeah.
You presume to be the captain.
I just
leaves
assumed, yeah.
leaves this room.
I'm gonna try to slip in.
Okay. Give me a dexterity or acrobatics. Give me an acrobatics. You try to like squeeze into the door. Are you heading Claudry? I'll go with you.
No.
Okay.
13.
13. Squeeze in. Door closes behind you, and you hear it.
Look for an egg.
I mean, it's easy enough to see. It's on this desk that he has, sitting there. The sigil of the transmutation is kind of flickering a little bit. Stick a little tracker on there.
And then what is is there any other doors or windows in this
There's a
room?
window, like a.
Does it lead out this way or this way or
It leads this way. And there's like a small,
balcony?
I wouldn't say balcony. I'd say it's like a ledge. Like it's not like a window where you would like step out and like stand there. It's like not meant to be, more like meant to be walked on, like for people who are trying to get somewhere. Like
Sure.
perhaps there's some rope down that you need to grab onto. You could try to like shimmy across.
How much time do I have left on my invisibility?
So you'll use about 30 minutes of it
Okay.
between. Oh, well, you cast it to.
I cast it, then I jumped in. We investigated the boxes.
Say, but you've used about 40 minutes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I forgot I prepared that guy. Shit. I did Unseen Servant just to do tricksy stuff. You said there's a window on the front too. Like here on
Yeah, Cloudriel. That's where you and Cloudriel were kind of like.
Is it glass?
No, that one's just like a wood like lattice.
I'm gonna go up to the lattice and say, "Get off the ship."
You just hear the very faintest. Okay. So,
I'll meet you in that alleyway.
and he starts to make his way. Do one more stealth check. He was standing still for so long. Okay. Check something real quick. Cross my T's and dot my I's. Yeah.
He's invisible, so
Yeah.
I don't hear any commotion.
You wait for a few minutes, just
Yeah.
3, 4 at the most.
I'm gonna go on that ledge. How far away from the boat is the dock?
The boat itself would be stationed if the dock is like this,
Yeah. Okay.
but flipped around. So you'd be on the ocean
Opposite
side.
side? Okay.
So you could potentially. There is a dock on the other side of you. It's a ways off though.
How far?
For this large ship to get there. 120 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. The water is deep enough for these large ships to pull in, and to be tugboat out essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's just like that.
Yeah, but I'm like, how long? 20 feet off the water or something? Give or take? 30 feet?
30, 40 feet off the water. Yeah. ship's riding a little bit lower in here.
You know what? I think I'm going to. I'm assuming there's like ladders to get up from the water into the
Yeah.
docks.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Misty Step into the water, like far back here, basically.
Okay.
This is my plan. Misty Step here.
Behind the ship.
Yes.
Okay.
Cast invisibility again,
Okay.
and then swim over to the ladder and boom, onto the dock again.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Okay. So you
Misty Step.
cast Misty Step.
And
then-
third level. Shit.
So you're not invisible anymore, right? In that split second of Misty Step to
When I cast a spell,
yeah.
yes.
So you like land in the water,
Yeah.
immediately cast it, but there would be a split second. So roll me a dexterity saving throw as you kind of like appear in the water. See how quiet this. clock is.
17.
As you land in the water, take the 6 seconds to cast invisibility. On the back of the ship, you see somebody looking over the water, and you're unsure if they've seen you or not,
Mhm.
but they were what felt like to you looking right at you. But you cast invisibility. Give me an athletics check. Just because.
2.
Perfect. Yeah, it takes you a little bit, but you get over there. You're not used to swimming in, first of all, at all, and then also
Yeah.
the fact of just in these new robes.
Yeah.
So it looks weird.
Mm.
You cast invisibility. You climb up the ladder, and you make your way. Give me a stealth check with advantage.
18.
Okay. You make your way, soaking wet, but thankfully it's still got that like light rain, so there's no feet marks. I guess like
Sure.
dripping
yeah.
water
Yeah.
isn't gonna really give you away.
That is helpful. I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that.
Did you make your way back to the alley, and there standing is Claudrio. Seemingly performed something, and is now visible.
I think we should go back to the ship. Were we given a time frame
No, just
to the maroon, the red water
the red jewel.
red water jewel?
Okay.
I think we should, because I'm not tapped, but I think we're going to need everything we have to look for this next egg, and also be able to make sure that we're not noticed. Maybe wait for tomorrow or something like that. Take some time to rest,
Yes.
especially after I cast.
This guy's off again.
I think I'm just gonna go invisibility at 3rd level.
I'm
so
with
I can,
you.
So I can do both of
Okay.
us. And then I'm for sure like almost tapped out.
Give me a perception check.
14.
As you are going to cast invisibility, something catches the corner of your eye. It distracts you just for a second. You're about to let the spell go off, and you can tell me if you continue with it or if you change your mind for some reason. You see Silva heading towards the ship where you were at, accompanied by one of the gentlemen who has the panther-like creature, and heading back towards the Storm's Witch.
Going towards that one. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm still gonna cast it.
Figured as much. You
Yeah.
cast the spell, and a part of you is, for a brief moment, contemplating not with Klee.
If I had a lot of spell slots.
And that's kind of where you land, is if I had the capability.
Gotta play it smart.
Yep. And you cast invisibility and make your way back.
Yep.
At a slow pace, you
got
can
an
make
hour.
yourself back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make your way back to the Redwater Jewel, and make your presence known.
Yeah.
And make your way down below deck. The crew is still offloading supplies,
Sure.
and you know the supplies to be empty crates.
Yeah.
That have like a false top, to where they have nothing inside, but the top looks like they are like stocked full of fruits and just different wares.
Yeah.
And you make yourself comfortable below deck, and staying down here for the remainder of the day.
Yeah.
It is.
I want to make a long rest.
Yeah, I mean, it is only about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
At this point, but
Yeah, we're just gonna
chill down here.
Stay unseen. Just be bored for the rest of the day.
Yeah. I mean, Cladriel takes this moment, and he never says there's anything that is a bored time. There's always something you can be doing, and he is sharpening his blade. That does not need to be sharpened.
Yeah.
It is a magical blade, but just kind of to keep that mentality of perfection and doing stuff. He fixes his armor, he takes it off, he's cleaning it, taking good care of it. And you do see him kind of like practicing some of his movements, re-inscribing. He has like a small journal that he has. You see inside there are runes written down with like kind of like descriptions of how to install them onto items. He's kind of like going over that a little bit.
I'm gonna be like laying down in a hammock or something, thinking about the early days after waking up in the swamp, and I'm just gonna keep teleporting Edamaz up top before it hits the ground. Teleport him up top.
Just up here, drop.
Yep.
Up here, drop. Thinking back to,
Okay.
is there anything you want to cast into his ring right now?
Sure.
That's one thing he would ask you, if there's anything. 5 levels spells.
I got 4th level invisibility,
Okay.
because that's the only spell slot I can cast it at.
Okay.
And let's see what 1st level. Disguise self.
So 4th level, he can cast it on.
He can basically target multiple people.
Okay.
He can target 2 extra people, I think. 2 or 3. 2. Which I guess is helpful.
Yeah, because you could do it on you too then. And then disguise self.
Yep. Level 1. Don't know if it'll be needed, but who knows.
Yeah. Okay. So you spend the remainder of the day bored, and just kind of.
I'll probably like get out the scimitar and act like I'm.
He'll spar with
Yeah.
you, and he's more so teaching you just a little side story, Songstaff. More of a like techniques, I guess. He's bettering your stance. Like, no, don't stand like that. That gives them an opening for over here. What you want to be doing is, and he's just kind of like helping you. And he's not like he's proficient with scimitars, proficient with everything, but that's not his weapon of choice. It's a single hand weapon, but he is trying to help you best defend yourself more as opposed to attacking. And he's like, if you use this, you can potentially cast a spell, and it's just he's just kind of helping with that. But when you're laying in this hammock and kind of just like reflecting on days as you swamp, you can't help but think about where you started and how the hell did you get here?
Mm-hmm.
This is the furthest spot from where you thought you would be going. you've yet to hear from your master, which worries you.
But a little less than it once would have.
Yes. Start thinking about him and the teachings that he taught, that he showed you, and the ways that he's taught you, not forming attachments. And then you see Cladriel over there, like practicing, and you can't help but think you have an attachment to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You have an attachment to Cal. You have an attachment to Karaya, to Celine. And you just sit there and you reflect on that, and you take your book out and you look through it a little bit, and you open it, and you're looking through the spells, and as you go to close and you're flipping through, you see that front page, and you see that name, Casimir, still questioning what that all means, and then you start going down that rabbit hole of, why didn't your master tell you about that? Why was that name etched out magically from this book? Was Casimir the person who made this book? Really? Is he lying? Is that a trick? His name's still here. If it was a trick, how is he capable of changing your book? Why haven't you heard from him? Where is he?
I'm just stressed out now.
Yeah. And it's gone from trying to just kind of decompress to down this rabbit hole of, is he watching me? Does he know where I'm at? What's he waiting for? Then it goes to Klee. Does he know I'm here? Is this egg with him? Is it a trap? Does he know I'm here doing this? Is he trying to bait me to going there? And then you start even going even further, and who does he have on his payroll?
Is this a setup?
Is this a setup? And you just sit there, and all those thoughts just flood in. And it went from a restful day to a stressed, what the fuck am I doing?
I'm just gonna teleport back. No, just kidding.
Fuck this. It is like almost like you have like a pin of an owl, that acts as like your activation. So it's like almost like a tug on it.
Yeah. I imagine like turn its head around.
Yeah. It's just a quick turn of this pin that holds, like, kind of sits there right there in your lapel.
Ain't gonna get me, Cleve.
So was Casimir avoiding you? Was he biding time? Were you safe in the capital? Can he not reach you there because of the school? A lot of thoughts and a lot of worries. Things that you haven't thought about in a long time.
Yep.
Being back out, exposed,
Yep.
realizing how safe the city was, even though it was unsafe in many ways.
Just gotta rely on my own mind for survival.
Yeah. The night comes. You try to sleep. It takes you a little bit to be able to fall asleep. But you eventually do. You wake up the following morning, a long rest. Cladriel up, per usual, before you. Only maybe 30 minutes or so. Nothing to the extent. You're an adventurer. You used to wake
Yeah.
up early. You didn't sleep very well. Nothing to give you exhaustion or anything like that, but just uneasy. Dreams of those long, undead-like fingers of Casimir, that rotting flesh, just watching you. What are you gonna do?
Ready?
Yeah, okay?
Of course. Do I not look okay?
I don't even have to ask you.
4.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Give me an insight check if you want.
19.
Yeah, he does not fucking believe you for one bit.
Okay.
But he is trusting you to
Mm-hmm.
to be a leader and to make sure things go as well as planned as possible. But you can tell there is some worry from him, but not enough to shake that bond of Tear Soul and Mage.
All right.
There we go.
I'm gonna disguise myself as the same dude.
Yep, he is doing the same as well.
Follow me. We're going to go into the direction that I found the 10th ping.
Okay.
And we might just be heading right back here, depending on where it is.
That's fair. Bear with me for just a moment. Yep, that's perfect. Okay. So, you begin to trek through the city back to where you were going towards that main street. And as you're drawing closer, that ship is still in port. It's still there. And you slowly start weaving through the streets. It's not a very complex city, but you're trying to avoid the main streets because they are fairly busy, and even though you are disguised, there is some level of you that is worried that he is capable of seeing through his disguise, and so you're taking your time.
Better safe than sorry.
Exactly. Give me a perception check. Actually, no. Give me an insight check.
Okay. Natural 20,
Natural 20.
which is a 20.
20. Okay. A non-natural 20?
No, it's a natural 20.
I know. I was just saying, like, you have like a -1, so
Yeah.
it doesn't make it
Yeah,
a
fuck.
natural 20.
I can never charisma checks. Well, most of them in that case.
As you're walking, that nervousness kind of hits you again. You start looking around and you start trying to gauge. You're still on that. You're not in the city yet. You're kind of making your way there. And you start to get nervous. And you kind of look around and there's something off. And you feel like everybody is looking at you, but they don't recognize you. It's just you just have this feeling that something is not right. Continue on. And you start to notice the same people ahead of you. Turn the corner and there's a guy that you just saw back there, kind of just leaned up against the crate. Doesn't really seem not doing anything, just standing there.
In the same kind of spot, or is he just?
A different spot. It's like you saw him a few blocks back. You see him again. And the vibe that you get from this is that of it's just making you uncomfortable. Just kind of like reading the streets. But you keep heading towards this ping. And it leads you back to this main street.
Okay.
Give me just a straight intelligence check to try to recall exactly where the ping would be at, because it's through buildings and
21.
you know the general area. The general area is around the Hangman's Hut. I'm not sure if it was at the Hangman's Hut. Cast locate object if you would like to get a better idea.
Oh no, we're disguised self and we're not
Mhm.
visible. So yeah, I will do that.
It is most definitely inside the Hangman's Hut. You have about 10 more minutes of your
Disguise self.
self. It's an hour, right?
Yes.
Because you've been kind of taking it
Yeah.
slow and
Alright, I'm try to duck in an alley somewhere
I mean there's plenty of
and recast it.
alleys. Padriel. You have a problem or just going out to myself?
Go invisible.
Okay.
We're going to, actually, yeah, I'm not gonna go in.
I can cast it on both of us.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cast this guy self.
He casts invisibility on you and him.
I think we should go back to the ship. This isn't right. This is, something's not right.
Okay. Are you okay?
Who am I?
Sure.
What else?
A mage. Most Pranos school of magic. The arcane. I am your Tirsul, Padriel.
Who am I?
He's not casting invisibility. You guys are just kind of the spell you can feel is like in the last couple minutes, and you guys.
I kind of like put
kinda
my hand out to stop his casting to like. Who am
puts
I?
his hand down and kind of. He doesn't like have it on his blade, but he's. You are Asure.
Yes, you said that already.
I don't.
What else can you tell me about myself?
You are a mage of the school.
Something Klee would not know.
Do you think I am an imposter?
No, just answer the question.
You have a relationship with a tiefling woman named Callie.
You might know that.
You've worked closely with Earth and Alexis. Bruxel.
There's a chance you could figure that out. What tribe am I from?
You're fucking testing the DM's knowledge here. Let's see if you wrote it down. Have you ever sent that to me?
I did. I think I did. Yeah. Like in the original.
He recites back
Okay.
the tribe.
Sundar
that you're from.
Hills.
Yeah, Sundar Hills. That's right.
Alright, cast the spell. We need to get back to the ship.
He casts the spell. He says he could know that too. But he doesn't.
How could he know it?
I was just fucking with you. Calm down. You're fine. And he casts invisibility on both of you. You don't have one yet, Matt. Bear with us.
What?
So where's the sub button at?
We don't have one
I
yet?
don't know where it's at. I don't know like how to. Cause I don't have anything set up yet.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta get everything set up. I'm hoping to do that by Thursday.
True.
So. So. You start making your way back towards the ship. Very nervous.
I'm gonna pull out the Baneblade.
Okay.
Just have it in my hand.
You can feel your grip on it tightening as it comes out, and just you're squeezing it to the point that your hands your nails are digging into the palm of your hand, and you continue to move forward, unable to see Cladriel, and that does not sit well with you. Is he still there?
Every once in a while, when there's like a free, like, when there's enough space, I just want to like swing behind me, like
Okay.
push out.
You don't feel him. If you listen close enough, you can hear his footfalls as he's kind of walking behind you. Or beside you. Depending on the amount
I
of
figured he'd
traffic.
be in front of me.
Depending on the amount of traffic.
Sure,
that he's,
sure.
yeah. But he's leading the way, and you can see, looking at where his feet would be, the dust kind of kicking up. The streets here,
Keep my eyes open for that guy.
the streets here are made out of like wood, so you are on swamp lands. So there's not actual paved roads.
Sure.
Everything's kind of built above this marsh. Give me a perception check.
Three.
Don't see how many more.
My rolls have been so swingy tonight.
Yeah.
It's either like 17 or 3.
Yeah. Start making your way. 30 minutes. 40 minutes. And you see your ship. It just feels uneasy. There's something off, something not right. But you continue pushing forward. Make your way back to the ship. You get on the ship, announce your presence. You hear Cladriel announce his presence. What are you doing?
You know what? I'm not going to announce my presence. I'm going to let Cladriel do it and then
Okay.
just walk behind him.
Okay. Cladriel announces his presence to one of the guys, kind of like standing guard, just so he doesn't like get scared. And the guy gives a nod and make your way below deck. Cladriel opens the door, goes inside, and drops things below. Good.
Got the dagger in my hand.
There's a little bit of blood coming from your hand as your like nails have like just dug into your skin.
Something's not right.
You can look around. It'll make you feel better.
I don't think we should separate. I don't know if we can trust these sailors.
Okay. Let's go topside. Look around.
No.
Do you want to look around?
We
down
can
here?
see us. Let's just stay here.
Okay.
Regroup. We need to think about what we have to do. because
Regroup even. You just said we shouldn't trust these people, potentially.
I'm going to send a message to Archmage Delia.
Okay.
See what she wants us to do.
Okay, send it. I guess, like, do you have sendings?
No.
Are you casting sending?
Casting sending,
Okay. Give me just a quick perception check.
19.
Okay.
And I was thinking, what do I add to this? Nothing.
Yeah,
That's
so-
what I add to it.
It was more so like when you're getting on the ship and just kind of taking in the environment. But you didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. You cast sending, what do you say?
Archmage Delia, we have planted 9 trackers The last egg is with a crime boss named Klee. Very powerful. Should we proceed? Something's not right.
Asure. You've made it to Rayvale. Why has no one checked in? You still have plus 5, right?
What?
You still have that hand too? You're doing the words. We're at 11.
This is 11, yeah.
Proceed with caution. Glad to know you're safe.
614.
What feels off?
We need to talk to the captain. We need to bring him down here right now.
I think we go. Are you okay if I leave?
Yes.
Lock the door behind me. And he can get this vibe that you are extremely uneasy.
Got the mage blade out. I got like a mind sliver in the chamber.
Just.
If anybody walks through this fucking door that's not Gladriel, they're getting a cantrip to the face.
Cantrip and a dagger.
Yep.
Galadriel leaves, locks the door, or tells you to lock the door behind him,
I guess I'd already booming blade actually.
and he
This little dagger.
makes his way up top. You doing anything while he's gone?
Trying not to blink as I stare at the door.
You can hear the footfalls above you as he walks above your quarters. About 3-4 minutes later, you hear that same footfall, but at a faster, more urgent pace. And you can hear him running down the stairs. You can hear the armor just making sound. And he bangs on the door.
I'm gonna open it. Dagger at the ready in case
He-
that ain't him.
He, like, pushes you aside, closes the door behind him, and locks it.
What happened?
He says, "There's nobody up there.
What do you mean?
The ship is empty."
Archmage Delia said that no one checked in.
It's just silent. He takes his talon out, his blade, gets his shield out, and I'm going to look around the ship.
I'm coming with.
Did she say anything else? But he has his hand on the handle, about to open it, and he stops, and he's like,
She's glad we're safe. She's.
"This is the ship. They sent us here. The ship's
They
right.
sent us here.
The ship is right."
Should we not trust the Archmage?
Now, where is the crew?
There is no crew.
I mean, the crew that was on the ship.
I'm gonna send another message.
Mm-hmm.
The crew is gone. Who were they? Where did they go? Something isn't right. I think they're Klees. They have to be Klees. That's what.
That's what. Check my notes here. Captain Ophandris should be aboard the ship. She should have been the one to greet you when you arrived.
We never met her, did we?
It was a gentleman who greeted
Yep.
you.
Alright. I think I'm putting it together. I think Klee's men got to the ship before we did. And assumed their role. The captain was a female named Captain Osandris. We never met this person. The longer we stay in the ship, I think the less safe we are. I think this is Klee's ship. It can't be, right? They sent us here.
This is the school ship. It has the markings of the school. It's their
We have
fate,
to
but
leave.
they're here.
I'm going to... Follow me. I'm gonna run up on the top
Yeah,
deck.
he opens the door, and you run up to the top deck. What are you doing?
I'm gonna... I'm just gonna... Oh, fuck, I can't do that. I'm gonna look just like at the people around to see if I can notice anything.
Roll a perception check.
5.
You look around, and you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. It just seems regular travel. What you do notice, though, is a faint glow coming from the bow of the ship. This top portion of it.
Yeah.
It's a faint glow. A flickering light. And that light fades. And as it fades, you hear a whirling sound.
I'm gonna dimension door off the ship.
You're taking Cladriel with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna run over, just grab him, and
You dimension door off the ship onto
into
the crowd.
If there's any alleyways that I could see from here.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Disadvantage as you're just like
Yeah.
grabbing and running with him.
I hope I get into a wall. I just die. 10.
Okay. And then D20 as your spellcasting modifier.
You just mean my intelligence, right?
Yes. Sorry.
No, I mean just not the attack.
No. Yeah. Just your intelligence.
Goo. Dirty 20.
Okay. You teleport dimension door. You grab Cladriel, and it catches him off guard because he was focused on this light, and you reappear, stumbling into this alleyway. Cladriel himself kind of falls over and stands up. You look back at the ship, and there is a bright light. And standing on the bow of this ship, looking in your direction, a 6-legged creature with a scorpion-like body with this tail of a purplish gem with these, almost like a needler, I guess, like spikes sticking out of its back with these 2 large claws in front of it, and it leaps from the ship and is beelining it for you. I'm gonna roll initiative here. Get you a better look at what this thing looks like.
What the fuck is that? It's a trap.
We're gonna put this like so for the sake of the ship being like
Oh, sure.
that far, roughly.
Do you want to put it sideways?
No, because it came into port like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Fuddrucker. Okay, that's awful.
This is going to continue as well. That continues. I'm not going to draw the entire thing though. These X's being buildings, just so you
Sure.
have a rough idea of what you're. And then you have another. This is pretty much all street at this point. So with your roll and just loose memory of where you were at, this is your positioning.
Okay.
Cladriel stumbles, but not enough to actually fall prone. You see a large creature that is barreling towards you.
Whale sheet.
For this thing, okay. I would see intelligence and think it's initiative. Ooh, that's cocked. Alright, what'd you get, Asure?
10. Would you be angry if I just like teleported back to the school?
No. That's a possibility.
I'm not gonna do that.
There's a strong possibility of you doing it, and I was ready for it. I mean,
Okay.
it's. I also have a bunch of other minis that I was expecting, so. Like if you got a combat on the ship.
Oh,
like,
yeah, sure,
Trying
sure.
to do
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that stuff. I was like,
Of course.
this is this one, this is that one. Okay. Cladriel is up first.
Well, that's good. Please get in front of me.
He can't spill it on you. Yeah, he steps in front of you and sees this creature. I guess it has like a plating on it that resembles the egg. Like a mithril
Sure.
armor almost, coating its body.
I found number 10.
And that ping was still. You possibly found number 9. Thinking back, there was that egg in the captain's quarters that was flickering. Seemed
Oh,
somewhat possibly defective or activated
yeah. Or
or
sabotaged.
sabotaged.
Shit.
So, he sees this thing. He's going to ready an action. He's going to ready an attack once this thing gets close. He turns to you and says, "Get out of here." Knowing you won't, but he has
Does
to
he
say
mean
it.
like teleport away?
He means
or
like
just run?
He means just get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
You would know. You've done your mission. It's not 100%.
Yeah. The
And-
mission isn't complete.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Okay.
teleport away.
Stands there, waiting. And it's the creature's turn. It leaps off of the ship.
falls into the water, can't swim, it's super heavy, made out of metal,
That's good. That's athletics.
and drowns.
As it leaps off the front of the ship, and landing in this crowd of people, as people kind of like turned to look at this bright light, and it wasn't like an explosion; it was just a release of magic.
Sure.
And this creature jumps out, and people are just fucking running.
Mhm.
You see some people jumping in the water, trying to just get the fuck away. It's as far as it can get. All its movement. Which one's this? That's the end of its turn. And it looks like it is. It has no eyes. But it is locked onto both you and Claudriel. It is ignoring any of the quote unquote civilians. It is engaged with you two. Asure, you are up.
This is not good. I'm just gonna sling a mind sliver at him.
Okay.
Just to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. You. Mind Silver's a cantrip.
Yeah.
You throw this at him, and as it hits, it does not find Burgess.
That's what I was worried about. Huh. Well, good luck.
Also, hang on, let me double check something here real quick. Yeah, it's on my phone. Just want to make sure I got this accurate here. Believe it or not, this was not something I was 100% correct with.
My goodness. This is awful. I should have prepared for this.
I gotta turn my volume down real quick. I think it's a good deal.
Fuck it. This is what we're gonna do.
I think this is the right one here. Okay. Yep. Okay. What did you do? So you cast Mind Sliver.
I forgot it was actually still my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a bonus action. Fuck yeah. After seeing the pink beam just kind of,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, right. And I'm gonna turn into a fucking water elemental.
Okay. We'll use this for your water elemental.
Yay.
A large creature.
I think so. It just says a creature from
Okay.
plane of water for 1 hour.
Okay.
That's probably it for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna need. Should I just Google?
Water elemental stats.
Is it like a druid transformation
Yeah.
kind of thing?
Yep.
Thank gosh.
Yeah, I was wasn't trying to do all that.
Water elemental.
Why can I not find this? Bear with me, chat. If there's anybody here with us. Just to make sure I have this accurate information here. Oh God. I'm getting conflicting things here. Okay.
This looks kind of like water elemental. If you squint.
Thanks. Ugh.
I just
If
got a
you-
bunch of water tendrils coming off.
If you squint.
Yeah.
There we go. I'll turn the sound off real quick so I can pull this up real quick. Like I said, I'm getting conflicting information from this, and I want to make sure I have the correct information.
Whatever makes this easier.
Mm-hmm.
That's the right information. It's a spider.
Mm-hmm. I like that spoiler.
Yeah,
It's a really cool spoiler.
it is a pretty cool spider.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, that does change a couple things. So you're good. Alright. It is going to rush Galadriel. And as it does so, sorry. You see in your water elemental form, Galadriel's blade kind of become mundane.
Dim. Yeah. Great. Awesome.
And it's not soon. Galadriel runs up to him, and you see that. I was looking at his stats. I was like, "What can he do?"
I mean, this could still be true, but you keep putting that template over. I'm like, his range is that. Whatever this is that big. Thinking
Yeah.
that it's the whole template.
No.
It still could be, but
It still could be.
but I think it would have hit his last turn if it was.
Yeah, I'd say it's not.
Yeah.
But he's gonna take 2 swings at this thing. Actually, no, he's probably gonna go all out on this thing. First thing he's going to do is he's going to use a bonus action to enlarge himself.
Oh, this is a big boy fight only.
And then he is going to attack twice. So that's what he can do. It's 2 attacks. Ooh, those are bad rolls.
I need it to be good rolls. Claude.
Claude. Actually, hang on. Let me check something here quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, he doesn't get bigger. He goes to. It does not happen.
Uh-oh.
You can see,
Having performance anxiety
yeah,
there?
you see him kind of like that magical energy starts to swell up inside of him, and it gets pulled into this creature.
Sweet.
And he's still gonna take 2 strikes. Both do hit still. They're not great rolls, but they both hit.
This dude's fucking massive.
Yeah.
For a knoll? Like, holy shit.
It does a decent amount of damage to this thing, though. He swings and strikes down twice. He's gonna action surge and do 2 more attacks.
Great idea.
Cause, ooh, it's gonna. Yeah, that one will miss though. So 1 hits. Okay. Okay. That's his turn. This creature
It's fucking beastie's turn.
shifts around. God damn it.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, you're in it.
Okay.
Your form reverts back.
Well, okay, that was cool.
And it is going to take 2 claw attacks. Actually, let's go make a tail attack against you. It's like scorpion-like tail with this like pinkish gem, almost like is just kind of like swaying there, and it like locks onto you. And this creature is staring at Cladriel, but this tail just like strikes out at you. A non-natural 20.
Yes. I'm gonna assume that my mage robes aren't doing shit for me right now. So I figured.
You feel everything kind of. $23 points of piercing damage.
I'm gonna soak up. Never mind. This probably doesn't work either. I'm guessing my ward is just gone.
Yeah.
23, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you are grappled. More of a pierced. As this thing pierces into your shoulder and picks you up off the ground, just 2-3 feet, and
That ruins my whole next turn. Goo. Well,
that is its turn. Asure.
am I able to stab him?
Yeah, you could stab his tail, like, because you're 5 feet away from him, but he has you
Yeah.
grappled. He didn't like pull you closer, but yeah, so you can hit him.
I'm gonna fucking just pull out the old scimitar.
Try to hack away.
And pray.
You can try to break the grapple if you'd like. Pull
And
yourself
then
off.
what?
Run.
I'm not very good at breaking grapples. I really should though. But then he's gonna get attack of opportunity. So he might just get out and go, get over here! Now I'm gonna slash him with my fucking
Slash him.
scimitar.
Alright, give me an attack roll.
Oh, I just get one attack. With a fucking mundane ass scimitar. I feel like there's some better ways to be using my turn here. But it's all my shit is magic. So yeah, that's what I do.
You have, just so you know. No, you're fine. Go ahead. You're good. You're grappled, not restrained.
21.
21 hits.
Yay. 6 damage.
Okay.
And that's me.
Okay.
I should have fucking teleported away. I can't do it now.
And then your turn. Cladriel turns and he's just gonna fucking start laying into him again. Because that's what Claudriel does with his 2 attacks.
That's all we really can do at
Yeah.
this point.
You know what he's going to actually do?
God damn it. When I actually change my armor class to reflect all the magic shit I have,
I know.
it all gets turned off.
I know.
That's easy to. It's
Those
easy to
both.
fix.
Does he?
I feel like
No,
a
he's
level
not.
1 wizard again. This is awful.
He's not crit on 19s, but he both hit. Both attacks hit. 18, 28. He's slashing away at this thing, and he is finding like those small gaps in this plate, and as he slices, this like pinkish blood sprays out, similar to that of the crystal, and you can see the skin trying to like almost like reform. It doesn't seem like it's healing. It just seems like it's trying to like, you can see like these its skin is made out of like the same crystal like material. You can see it kind of like inside, like
Growing over.
yeah, trying to like harden the spots that are hit, but it's not actually healing the creature. It's just trying to protect
Okay.
from further damage. It is Claudriel's turn. It is the creature's turn. You are
What god
currently
do I pray to?
grappled, huh?
What god do I pray to? I have this written down somewhere.
It's going to make 2 claw attacks against Claudriel.
I don't think I
Both are going to hit with.
just choose one god.
Yeah, he can't do anything with that. So Claudriel takes
Bobby! Hear my prayer, Bobby!
12. 21, 25, 32 points of damage.
To Claudriel? Sheesh!
Yeah, he's looking really hurt.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
And Claudriel looks. The look on his face is one of like, fucking Dale. But then he looks over.
I'm getting held up in the air by a fucking scorpion tail. Yeah, let me get right on that, pal!
The creature itself is looking hurt.
Sure. Not as hurt as we look.
Close, but
Yeah.
yeah. But that is its turn.
No tail shenanigans with me.
No, you are still just grappled, and you can feel it kind of slowly. Oh, it does do something. It goes deeper into your shoulder and wraps around you.
Deeper.
And you are considered restrained now.
So what do that mean? Disadvantage on
Disadvantage
shit?
attack rolls, and they have advantage on attack rolls against you.
Just what I needed.
What would you do?
I would like to attack
Okay.
with disadvantage.
Yeah.
With my
Scimitar?
scimitar. $11.
You hit, but you're hitting this like mithril plating on it.
I would like to end my turn,
Okay.
for that is all I can do.
Okay. Claudriel is going to second wind, which I always imagined was a. Is that magical?
No,
No,
it's
it's
not
not magical. Okay. That's good for him.
Yo, man, let me get some of that second wind.
Kind of see him like take a deep breath in, and just almost kind of like rally himself, and
Fuck yeah, dude.
he's going to. Yeah, 2 more attacks, because that's really all he can fucking do at this point.
I feel you.
Yeah, natural 20 though. Both hit, one with a crit. So we'll do the non-crit first. Crit. So you see, as Claudio's like hacking away at this thing, he takes out one of the side legs, and this creature kind of like stumbles a little bit. And as he does, he takes the talon and severs the tail that is holding you. You drop, kind of stumble a little bit, still wrapped up, and you can feel this thing loosen around you. And this creature begins to kind of stumble, and he takes the blade and just finds like this opening in between the neck and just drives it straight through into like the abdomen area. And the creature kind of goes limp. And you feel your magic kind of come to... You revert back into your water elemental form.
Oh shit, really?
I'm
ready to fight!
Condriel gets large again and kind of drops that back
Damn.
down.
I'm saying water elemental for now. Till we figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
I got it for an hour.
Yep. He stands there and he's like... He pulls the blade out. And the streets are bare. They are empty. He kind of looks around. Looks at you. Says, "The fuck are we doing?"
How far away from we are... How far away is Dormarsh from here?
Dormarsh?
That's so far, right?
It's a decent hike.
Oh God! I'm gonna water my way over, grab him,
Okay.
and say, "Oh, hold your breath." And I'm just gonna run off and jump into the water.
Okay.
I got 90-foot swim speed. I'm just gonna like jet through the water,
Just jet through the water.
go along the coast,
Okay.
until we get away from this place.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? No, let's not be petty. That is what I'm gonna do.
What are you thinking
I was like, I'm gonna swim by the fucking witch storm and try to punch some holes in the bottom.
Just fucking sink it.
I wanted to do that so bad,
Yep.
but I don't think my slam attacks are gonna be that.
Enough to
Yeah.
damage a hull. You travel for an hour in your water elemental form. And you, before it ends, find a piece of shore that you can...
Every once in a while, I jump out of the water.
and it holds his back. Yeah.
Yeah.
You make your way back to the land, and it's just marshland. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
I'm just trying to get away from the
Yep.
city.
And you revert back to your Asure form.
I never want to fight one of those again.
Yeah.
Not that I did much fighting.
I saw you. You carved at it once.
Sure. Yes.
The second time, though, it wrapped around you. That's unfair to...
Sure.
Are we considering this mission a success?
We know where the last one is.
We have a body of one of them, but it's probably going to be taken away. It's up to you, Asure.
I say we lay low in the swamp for a few days, rough it a little bit, and then maybe once we're healed up, we're feeling confident, then we do some recon. Maybe watch the inn for watch the Hangman's Hut for a few days. Look for an opening. All we need to do is get in there invisible. I mean, I say this like it's going to be easy, but I can even send Edemos in there a few times. Different forms. And do some recon, see how we can get to this egg. Maybe I'm perhaps can give Edemos a tracker. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think that's going to work, but we can weigh our options.
Okay. We'll weigh our options. I don't want to fight one of those things again. fucking hurt.
You did.
I'm not a ranged person, but perhaps I pick up a bow.
I have one actually. I was going to use it, and then it got stabbed through the shoulder, and then it couldn't
Yeah.
move.
He's like, let me take a look at that. And he kind of like looks it over and reaches into a pouch and has like some like healing salves. It doesn't do anything, but it just kind of stops that bleeding. And there is a small piece of this like crystal inside of you, and he like pulls it out, and it's
Small my ass. I get splinters and they fucking hurt.
this is through a gaping wound though.
Sure.
Compared to the piece, it was like the tail itself was like kind of like barbed with these crystals, and he says, we have this tooth to get back to the school. Kind of puts it in this like little jar that he had, a little vial, corks it.
This is only our second mission.
I think we're doing very well.
Really?
All things considered.
Considering the person we had to sneak in to their place to plant this tracker knows we're here. Well, I guess we don't know that they know. Oh yeah, they probably know. Let's be real. Probably.
So how did the egg get on the ship? The crew?
Probably. They probably are all Cleese people, and once we arrived, they're all like, okay, here they are, fuck them up. That's my guess. Or it could be not related to Clee, but I just somehow...
As you're talking, he like finds like a log.
Yeah.
And just like slumps down, and it sinks into the mud a good 2-3 inches, and just kind of sits there at the blade on his lap, and he looks beat to hell.
You know what? Fuck it, let's splurge. I'm gonna not ritually cast Unseen Servant. Just gonna start giving me a massage. What's this side? Just this side.
So they love for a few days.
Yes.
We make our way back.
With a vengeance. If we ever see one of these things, maybe we just run in the opposite direction as fast as we can.
You kind of seem to have a beat on us.
Yes.
You didn't seem to care about anything else. I don't know if that's a creature thing or if it's a vendetta thing.
Neither do I.
God, I wish we could have gotten some of the plating. The next one we kill.
No.
There's like a little bit of laughter. It's like, okay. I'm gonna start looking for some dry wood. As like he stands up and it's just like that slush mud bullshit.
I'm gonna keep getting a massage. Oh.
Rest up. And he goes off and looks for wood, and you guys spend a few days, so you can take a long rest. And don't worry about using hit die to heal, because we're gonna say for the sake of it, it's enough that you can regain those hit dice and do all that. Also, just realized that Cloudriel was not at a long rest when he went into that fight, so he's looking a little bit better than he
Oh, really?
than he was. Yeah, I was wondering why he had so many few hit points, and I was like, that's weird. But I never gave him a long rest from that last. But you.
Oh my god. I just deleted a lot of shit.
Why?
On accident. I was looking at my gloves at the water elemental and it got highlighted. I went to hit the delete and I hit the M. So then everything that was there is just now.
What was there?
Basically everything that the gloves do.
Oh, the gloves.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not the worst.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
All I have now is that they require attunement and they're a bonus action. So we'll have to get in touch.
I think it's a water elemental, and they can shoot like the jets of water.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to we can get the details later.
Yeah. But you spend a few days here, roughing it. You have your tower if you cast it. If you want to.
I don't have that prepared. I wasn't expecting
Any of the days.
Oh.
Like The first
No,
night.
I want to stay low profile. I don't give a fuck. We'll sleep on the goddamn trees
Yeah,
or whatever.
he has a tent that he can
Yeah.
set up, and you make a little camp. But you recuperate, and at any point in time, you can also cast into his ring if you want to cast Disguise Selves or his
Let's
abilities.
see.
He personally liked the Disguise Self better for entering the city.
Yeah,
Um,
so do I.
So he would almost prefer. You're gonna be here for 3 days resting. He would almost prefer a majority of it being
I can do them all disguise selves.
5 Disguise Selves.
Yeah. I can do 4. I can do that all in one day, so
Okay. Because that
2 days.
is definitely something that's he can at least interact with people.
Yeah.
He needs to open doors. You spend some time here, like I said, 3-4 days go by. And you're still uneasy, and you're still worried, and you're still paranoid. But Cladriel says, "Have you reported back to Maria?"
You should have told me that yesterday.
To be honest, I was
Ugh.
more focused on survival.
Well, here's how I see it. We can report him now and say that basically we haven't completed the mission, but we killed one of those things. Or we die tomorrow,
It doesn't matter.
and it doesn't matter.
I like that one better.
Or we're successful, and that's a better thing to report.
Let's go then. It's probably a decent walk back.
I could swim pretty fast.
Do you want to do the water until the end?
No, I just mean I got pretty far in an hour.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. Yes. He like empties out the muck from his boot and slips them back on, and you guys start trekking back. It takes you about 3 hours to get back at like a stealthy,
Yeah.
easy pace.
Swampy pace.
Mm-hmm. Do we find a building to post up in near the hangman's huts? Just keep an eye on it.
Last I was here, I knew of someone who, at the time, didn't really like Klee. We might be able to get a refuge from her.
It's worth a shot.
Alright, let's disguise as
He's-
somebody else.
He's disguising
Yeah.
himself as a Goliath male. A little bit on the smaller side, but
You can go like 1 foot taller
yeah.
than what you actually are, but
Okay.
I'm gonna be a lizard folk.
Okay.
Just like a brown scale, boring lizard folk.
All right.
I'm gonna head to the la 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 la. I know I have it written here. Do I have the name of the actual establishment? It just says bookstore. Go to the bookstore where Namfoodle is.
Yeah, there was an actual name on it. It was just
Yeah.
like a front almost.
Mm.
It takes you a while. Close to the hour of your disguised self, you kind of get there and it's about to start fading. You knock on the door. A familiar, smaller gnomish woman opens the door and welcomes you in. And as you enter, you feel that spell begin to fizzle out.
That's fine.
Fizzles on. She looks at you and
Sorry.
she like goes to grab like a little hand crossbow and draws it and aims it at you and says,
Sorry, I just came here because we need someone to lay low against Klee. We've met before. A few months ago. We came in here to work with Bitzark. Not him, but me and a different group of people.
Many hobgoblins coming in here.
Fuck, yes, I forgot. Sorry, I was masquerading as a half elf. Yes.
Give me a persuasion roll.
5.
Just like cocks back this crossbow.
Yeah.
What business do you have against Klee?
Well, he just wants to kill me, so I'd rather that not happen.
It'll cost you, but
Sure.
what do you want? Where do you want it? And for how long?
Where do I want it? And for how long?
Safety.
I thought it was gonna cost money.
Where would you like to take refuge?
Nowhere safe, really.
You want to be close to him. Do you want to be far from him?
Closer would be better. We
You can come up with a few different places.
also. Yeah, yes, that would be perfect.
I'm gonna need payment up front.
How much?
100 gold. He takes out, or Claudio takes out 2 platinum pieces.
I'm gonna take out 9 platinum pieces and say, for your discretion.
That's what the other 9 are for. And
To make sure we're on good terms.
you wait for nightfall in this bookstore, like in like a back closet area, and it takes from telling. Do you give any information to Orla about your endeavors besides Vitzerk and all that? Is there anything you say to try to convince her that you are who you say you are? Is what I'm asking, I guess. Or you just kind of like keep it where it's at, staying quiet.
I have this sending stone that leads to Vitzerk, if you don't believe me.
It's easily stolen, but
Well, I mean, you could ask him about me, I guess. I don't know if you know that I was. Do I have that? Why do I have that? Did I delete that? I had something like that, right? I either never had that, or I deleted it.
maybe someone else has it. We'll figure it out.
Maybe. Never mind, I don't have that.
You wait till nightfall though, and gold goes a long way in the city, so and platinum goes even further. But you are led through.
We blew up Clee's ship last time I was here.
Takes out 1 platinum piece and hands it back to you. And
That's not something I would claim if it wasn't true.
that is true.
That's why he wants me dead.
You are led through the city streets, topside.
Disguise self?
In the dead of night, you can disguise yourself if you'd like to. Yeah.
Yes.
Led through with a small group leading you as well as trailing you and kind of clearing the streets and making sure it is somewhat safe to pass. It's never going to be 100%, but it's good enough. And you are led to a building, maybe kitty corner to the Hangman's Hut, to a back entrance, and led to an upstairs loft space. It's a small room, and the door itself is a wall. It's like a hidden door. Kind of push on it, and it opens up, and it's maybe 15 by 10. It's not a very big room, but there is a window, a very small window that looks directly at the Hangman's Hut's front door. You can see that very clearly. It's not much else around it,
Yeah.
but that it has like a beeline to there, and it looks like this window was made for this purpose. And your escort is This is where you'll be staying. Don't leave. We'll drop rations off for you. And points to a bucket in the corner.
Don't leave.
If you leave, we're not responsible for you.
Oh,
So
sure.
we're saying,
Yes.
This is what your gold got you.
Understand.
The escort here. There's a bucket if you need to.
We'll do it down
Relieve
there.
yourself. Just set it outside. We will check in on you.
Okay.
And he kind of points over and there's like some food and some water kind of put off the side. That should last you a few days.
Good. We might need it.
And he leaves and pulls the door.
If you guys ever get bored, want to play dice.
Pulls the
My
door
dice
shut.
not real. You're going to learn.
Sure. But you spend the day kind of getting situated, the night getting situated, sleeping. The next morning you wake up and you start to observe the hangman's hut. Is there anything you want to do in this day?
Great question. 1, 2, 3.
Kadra has 2 spots open in his ring. If you want to do anything the night before.
Film with this guy, so. Okay, I don't think I have anything that really helps me with just seeing, so I'm gonna send in Rat Boy.
Okay.
And just see how far he gets before he dies.
Okay. Roll for his hit points. Oh no, he's already
Same
hit,
one.
so he's 1 hit point. So you kind of like take him and like there's no other exit besides either a false door.
Well, I can just
Oh yeah,
teleport him.
yeah. How far?
Within 30 feet of me, I think.
Okay, so you look down on the floor and
Yeah.
teleport him down there, and he scurries across. Is he going front door, a back entrance? What's
Back
he-
entrance,
Okay.
if he can.
He finds like a kitchen entrance,
Mm-hmm.
and squeezes between these bars. Squeezes in. It's busy. And it's always got people in here. He's in the kitchen area right now. Give me a stealth check for him. As he enters the kitchen.
Yeah, and pull up the rat stats again.
Yep.
Rat. 13.
Just he's moving around fairly easy. Gets to the kitchen and makes his way to the main tavern room. And you know where Clee sits. Sitting right there, speaking to Silva. Is Clee with a line of people coming up to him, discussing things with him. That it is easy enough to see. You see maybe a dozen or so people in here.
If only I knew inflict wounds. I
Mm.
can move within 100 feet, and he can do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I probably wouldn't kill him, but
Hey.
scare him.
Yeah. Fucking rat.
A rat comes up and casts inflict wounds. Anyways, I'm just gonna have him avoid Clee at all costs, and just. You said there's an upstairs.
Mhm.
Is there any? I'm gonna go upstairs. Yeah.
Makes his way upstairs. Give me another stealth check. As you kind of make your way through this open area.
11.
11.
Try to stick to the walls.
Yep. As he reaches the stairs, the last thing you see out of the corner of your eye is something hitting and destroying in a poof of smoke your rat. Unless you call him back before.
Sure.
The rat disappears.
Either way, it's gonna be suspicious.
Yes.
So. Alright, well. Didn't really learn anything from that.
I'm gonna say he's there. But keep an eye on the place for a few days.
Yes.
See the comings and goings, and
Try to see if there's a pattern. Who's on guard duty when. Oh, this is not going to be easy. Maybe
Is the
lob
egg
a few
still there?
fireballs from over here. I can check tomorrow. I don't have it prepared today. I'm assuming it will be, but we'll see tomorrow.
just gotta get a tracker on it, right?
That's all we have to do.
Just gotta get a tracker on it. You wanna play some dice?
Yes.
We'll start looking out tomorrow. You guys play dice for the rest of the day. And you fall asleep. And do you take watches or anything?
Probably for this night probably.
Okay.
No, actually, Edamos.
Yeah.
I forgot. About
I mean, there's no entrance here other than that window and your false door,
Yeah.
which Claudriel sleeps on. If it does open, he gets kind of pushed and shoved.
Mm-hmm.
But you could have Edamos sitting in the window, just keeping an eye out. for
Yeah.
things. But-
Actually, if he's sitting in the front, I probably have Edamaz looking out at.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
in the
at
window.
the hangman's
Yep.
and report whatever he sees when I wake up.
you sit there and you kind of start to doze off and you hear whispers in your dreams. Familiar whispers at first of your book. Distant, fiendish. And it shifts and you see, once again, your thorn in your side, rotting skinned tiefling. Where are we? That's-
Is this really happening right now?
No, you're in Raven.
Can you hear me?
And he's just kind of like walking around you. He's looking at you, but it almost looks like he's like looking through you. I still have my book, I see. Don't lose it. I'll find you again. We still have to have our conversation. You wake up in a cold sweat. Claudriel standing over top of you like, "You good? You were making a fair amount of noise last night."
Bad dream.
Okay. Should I be worried?
Do you know if these robes have like some protective qualities to them against scrying or any divination?
I'm aware of, but I mean, mine are different than yours.
Huh. Well, that's good.
If somebody turned to scry on you,
Well,
or are these just dreams? These are different things, Asure.
what? I don't think anybody was trying to scry on me specifically. Just trying to know what I am through my dreams, I guess.
Okay.
That's all. Ugh. I've made a lot of enemies. I'm not even sure that this one is an enemy, honestly.
Potential ally. Good. We could probably use allies.
That's a strong word.
Potential or ally?
Ally.
Okay. Oh. Either way.
I don't mind meld with
He
rat.
says, he says, care for some bread. Nothing to report, other than just the comings and goings of Riff Raft.
I'm gonna cast locate object.
And get the ping. Still inside.
Where at?
Second floor.
Any windows nearby that area?
There is, but they, from like a look outside, they are not like, they're boarded up. Like it looks like there were windows there at one point in time, but they have been fortified to not be used, not to be. And you know that Klee utilizes the upstairs as his own personal quarters. But you spend your day watching.
And that seems to be like roughly area where the ping is.
Yeah.
So, Claudriel, hypothetically speaking, we would have to do a little more recon. But how far away from where we are to the Hangman's hut are we?
No. 130, 140 feet.
Okay.
You're pretty close to it,
Yeah.
but it's not like a direct line.
I could, potentially. Dimension door into that room.
You've been in there,
I don't have to be in there.
okay?
I can just say that way, anywhere up to 500 feet.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I haven't been in there, so. And it's a one-way ticket. Kind of.
I mean,
Exactly. Unless this fucking beast is in there. And then I just die because.
mm-hmm.
But I doubt.
You pinged the egg. The egg is in there, which means
True.
it's potentially still entrapped.
Yes. Does seem like job done if it's successful, but this is Klee.
Let's watch. A couple more days.
Okay.
If we start to feel uneasy, we go with Dimension Door and hope for the best.
Maybe I just not mind sliver. Fuck. Do like a magic missile every day against the wall, just like one, until it makes a tiny hole, and then I can like send a little rat to see.
Unfortunately, his wall is on the opposite side. Like you're not looking at his wall.
Gotcha.
You can see through it, and with like your watchings of and knowing the layout of this building, you know that there's windows,
Sure.
but it's not on your side. You said you had a bow of some sort.
Yes.
Is it a short bow or a long bow?
Longbow.
Do you mind if I use it? If we run into one of those creatures, you only have one.
Yes. But
Good with it.
I mean, that's pretty much what I did for the tribe, but that's a long time ago.
Oh. Keep it. I can get another one.
I'm about as good with this as I am with the scimitar, so. What I'm just saying, in that fight,
I was
you
doing
did a
one.
lot more with a sword than I did with my scimitar. If I was farther away, I would have almost died.
Sure.
Just a thought.
Okay. We keep an eye out for a couple days. See what happens.
Sure.
I better must keep watching.
Good old-fashioned stakeout. Think they can pick up some hoagies on the way back?
Probably not.
Fuck.
All right, so you spend the next couple days keeping watch. That's where we'll end the session of Asure's stakeout. But looking forward to we'll be back Thursday with the regular crew and go from there with that story and see what happens with Celine being currently captured and party split decent ways, but
Yup. And I mean, captured isn't the worst part. The fucking metal thing
Yeah.
with the thing.
Yeah,
to
the
jaw,
bolts
that's the
through it.
worst part.
yeah, true, true. But yeah, we'll be back Thursday, and those of you that are with us, thanks for watching.
Peace.